Hey guys, welcome back to Boots and Bounty Homestead. We're back in Casey's kitchen, and tonight we are going to be trying fried chicken. Now, I've got the Power XL Pro Plus, and this is the recipe book that come with it, and it has fried chicken in here. There's the recipe if anybody would like to screenshot it. There it goes. Now, I'm going to take this as a suggestion because I don't have a lot of the stuff that it calls for. So, it calls for 5 chicken legs, 4 chicken thighs, 5 wings. And to me, that's not even a whole chicken because you got 5 legs. Well, you know, chickens only have 2 and 4 thighs and 5 wings. So, whatever. Anyways, so it's probably about the equivalent to 2 small hens, I'm guessing. Then it calls for 3 cups of buttermilk. Well, I don't have buttermilk. Plus, in this recipe, you have to let it soak at least 30 minutes or overnight. I don't have time to do either one of that. So I'm going to show you a little secret that we have done. When I was growing up, we had the stackable Tupperware cook system. There's a recipe from there that I'm going to incorporate with this and show you guys, instead of doing buttermilk, we're going to do something else. Then it also calls for salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, and paprika, which I have already measured out in here. And the next thing it calls for is 6 cups of cornflakes. I don't buy cereal, so I don't have cornflakes. What you could do if you don't have cornflakes, if you do breadcrumbs, you may have breadcrumbs already bought, or you can make your own where you toast it and then blend it up in a blender or some kind of food processor or something like that to break it down. You may have panko crumbs, which you can use here. You may even want to crush up some Ritz crackers or saltine crackers, anything like that. Something that I was given as a I have too much kind of thing was my dad had given me some of this. This is the herb stuffing. It's cubed. So this is more or less like flavored breadcrumbs. So I had 2 bags of these, and we don't eat a whole lot of breads and stuff, but this would be a good way to use this. So I am going to actually put this in either my blender or food processor, whichever one I decide to pull out. Put that in there, and I'm going to make breadcrumbs out of this. Okay? So this will be like a flavored breadcrumb coating for the chicken. But you can also buy like the batter mixes, or you can do the whole egg and dip flour, and you can do however you want to crust this. Okay? This is basically a suggestion that they have tried in their air fryer that works. So this is what we're going to do. And like I said a while ago, instead of using the buttermilk, we're going to use either mayonnaise or Miracle Whip. This is just a whip dressing, whichever you prefer. You can use either one. And what this does is it allows the coating, the bread coating, to stick to the chicken, but it's also a super moisturizer. It's a wonderful meat tenderizer, and it keeps the chicken moist. So if you don't have buttermilk or anything like that on hand to allow the chicken to marinate in, just allow it to marinate and tenderize for you. Then you can always just put mayonnaise or Miracle Whip on the outside and then dip it in your bread coating. So that's all we're going to use is this, and this is what I had on hand, so this is what we're going to use for our bread coating. So I'm going to go ahead and get that ground up, and I'm going to mix it with the seasonings. Now, with this, I'm just going to like blend it up and use what I need. I'm not going to mix up 6 cups of cornflakes. I'm not going to do 6 cups of this, probably not even the whole bag, but I will make it up as I need it. So as I get towards the end of what I already have pre-made, then I'll just blend a little bit more up, so I'm not wasting any. Or if you want to go ahead and blend it up, then you can have it for later if you want to do this recipe again, because you might want to next week. You already have it on hand. So let me get this blended up and mixed with the spices, and then we're going to get the chicken out. Okay, so to keep everything as clean as you can, since we are working with chicken, get a bowl and go ahead and put your Miracle Whip or mayonnaise or whatever you have in a bowl. So that way, whenever you need more, or if you don't use it all, you need to throw that away. Or if you need some more, you can go ahead and use the spoon that you're getting it with now, and you can get some more out, okay? I've got my food processor right here, so if I need to make up any more of the breadcrumbs, you can. Now I'm doing mine in just a shallow dish. You can always get a Ziploc bag, put it in there, do the shake and bake thing, if you want to do that. So I'm going to work with one chicken leg at a time, or I have leg quarters. I'm going to work with one leg quarter at a time. I'm just going to put it on these throwaway plates, keep dishes simple, cover it with mayonnaise, and then dip it in the breadcrumbs. I have a baster brush here. Just going to take some mayonnaise and just brush it on. This has the skin on and everything. I'm just going to leave it on there. If you want, you can sprinkle this on there. And then whenever you flip it over, some of it will fall off. But it won't stick to the plate either. Your chicken. The mayonnaise will be able to stay on there a little bit better. Okay, so once you get one done, if you're doing a bag, if you're doing the breaded part in just a container or whatever, go ahead and do that now. And I may end up having to get a bag. This may be too small for my leg quarters. I think I'm gonna get a bag. Okay, I went ahead and got a bag. I'm just gonna pour everything in here. We're gonna shake and bake it. Okay, so right now, while we are doing this, we need to let our air fryer be heating up. I have since moved mine in there on the shelf. I'm gonna go ahead and get it preheating. It's gonna be on. Now you're gonna have different recipes, so if you don't like it this way, you can try it another way. This book says 370, and we're going to preheat it and then cook it for 40 minutes. That is for the legs, thighs, and wings separately. Since I have whole leg quarters, I'm actually going to go up, because I did a little research beforehand. I'm going to go up to 380, and then the time is going to decrease just a little bit by between 20, 25, 30 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and preheat mine while I am getting all of my chicken ready at 380. Plus, since I have two different air fryers, one is a basket, one is the trays, I'm going to see which one does better. So I'm going to set them both on 380 and get them preheating while I get the chicken ready. Alright, I have them rocking and rolling. You see them sitting there. There's my basket. There's the one with the trays. So I'm going to do an individual plate per chicken, I guess. Now in the Power XL, the one with the trays, I've got two. I've got one on the second rack and then one on the bottom rack. So we'll see what that works out. See if that's a good thing, because I ain't never done this before. I really have not cooked chicken in a long time. I think I've only ever fried chicken twice in my life. Shocker, I know. Okay, so now I know. I can't put two air fryers in the same plug. Blue breaker. Okay. I don't doubt it in this house anyways. But, so I've got 4 chickens ready to go. We've got 1 minute left there. And 2 minutes left on that one. So as soon as they beep, I'm going to go ahead and put the chickens in. Alright. We'll put probably 2 in here. Sizzle, sizzle. And put this one in here. Alright. And it'll be 380. Let's do 22 minutes. How about that? Well, that was pretty messy. Alright, so what are we on? 20, 21, 22. Okay, so we got 4 in here and 2 in the other one. Let's check back in a little bit. Alright, it's done. This is the basket one. Ooh. Okay. I think we might can go with 20 minutes on that one. The other one's not done yet, so go ahead and put that back in there, cut it off, and we'll just leave it warm. Okay, so since we've got a little time before we eat, I'm actually going to take the chicken out, and this kind of defeats the purpose, but I'm going to put it, since I'm using both of my air fryers, I'm going to put the chicken in the oven on warm and keep it warm, and then I want to use the air fryer to do our sides. And what I'm going to do is get our canned potatoes out. I'm going to do, I know I'll do some white potatoes. I'm not sure how the sweet potatoes are going to hold up because they do get kind of mushy. I may go ahead and, hi. I may go ahead and just cube up some sweet potatoes, do the white canned potatoes in one, and then some fresh sweet potatoes in the other. Let me look up to see how to do all that, and then I'll make my mind up. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead, and we've got our white canned potatoes here, and I've got a strainer. We're gonna go ahead and strain these off. I'm gonna rinse them off just a little bit, and then any of them that are kind of big, chunky ones, I'm gonna cut in half. And then all I'm going to do is put a little butter and salt and pepper, maybe some garlic powder on them, and just lightly toss them in a bowl and then put them in the air fryer. We're doing 400 degrees, about 20 minutes. Okay, so these are done. Ooh, back you up a little bit. And the bottom rack. And the top rack. Well, the top rack got good. I'm not sure about the bottom rack. I'm going to turn this on for just a little bit longer. I'm probably going to do about 5 more minutes on that. Okay, I'm gonna let that go about 5 more minutes. The top got more done than the bottom tray, so I'm just gonna let that run a little bit longer. So in here, it's already running. I had a phone call, so I couldn't video it. But in this bowl, I mixed together 2 tablespoons of butter and then like a teaspoon of salt, teaspoon of black pepper. I emptied out my white canned potatoes that I showed you. I emptied them out in a strainer, rinsed off the starch, put them in the bowl, and then just lightly tossed them. And then I poured them in here. And I'm cooking them on 400 for 20 minutes. And they've been going about 3 minutes. So what I do need to do with this, so with these potatoes, when I have cooked them one time before, and I used 2 quarts last time. That was a little much because they did take longer. I'm going to watch this because it may not need 20 minutes. When I used 2 quarts, I had to kind of flip them and turn them a little bit because they were staying kind of mushy. and it did take them the full 20 minutes to get crispy. These will get crispy, not like, you know, straight up grease fried potatoes, but I'm sure if they were really small pieces and had a lot of, you know, area for the air to go around them and all that, they would be crispy. These will be crispy and lightly browned, and I mean, they were really good last time I made them, but I want to show you guys what they look like. I'm going to check them at about 15 minutes. So here in about 10 minutes, I'm going to check these and make sure that they're not getting, you know, too done. And I flip them like every 5 minutes. So these have been going for 4 minutes. So here in just a minute, I'll go ahead and give them just a light toss just to kind of flip them around, get the airflow around them, put them back in there and do it again at 5 minutes. So at 15 minutes, hopefully they'll be done. Okay, it's done. Let's see what it looks like. There's your crispy potatoes. They even sound crispy. Okay, I'm gonna set those in there, keep them warm. The chicken, I believe, is done. Let's go in here and look at the one with the trays. All right. Yeah, that looks a lot better. That one? That looks better. Okay, I'm gonna leave them in here, keep everything warm until Steven gets back. Alright, so we're fixing to plate it up and we're going to see how this chicken turned out. We went ahead and cooked some green beans for a side as well. So we got green beans and crispy potatoes and air fried chicken. So this is a really good southern meal tonight. So, I will go ahead and plate one up and we'll kind of look at the difference of the chicken. I will show you real quick what the difference of them in the 2 air fryers is with the chicken, because they were all cooked at the same time except for the last ones. So come down here and look and we will talk about the difference in the air fryers. So these 2 back here, the not burnt but charred ones, they were cooked in the Kasori at 380 for 20 minutes. So I think we could back off and do probably 16 minutes on those. These 2 were in the Pro XL. They were on the top tray. These were also cooked at 380 for 22 minutes. Now these were 22 minutes as well. These were cooked at 22 minutes. And these 2 were on the bottom tray. And we cooked them an extra 5 minutes. So you can definitely tell the difference in the air fryer times and such. So now I know that the Kasori does cook a little bit more. And whenever you layer the trays, I'm either going to have to, you know, separate them, move them around a little bit. Or I could possibly take the trays out and swap them halfway through. So just to keep that in mind, as you're using different air fryers, they do cook a little differently. This one is the Kasori, and I mean, it looks great. The juices and stuff are running out down the sides. And it may just be this stuffing that I had to use for the crust that just got charred. Okay, so I did open up the original one on Steven's plate when I thought I was recording, but it wasn't. And it actually is not done. So that bottom tray on the Pro XL, after I did it 22 minutes plus another 5 minutes, they still aren't done. So I'm going to put them back in there for another 10 minutes on 380 and then let them go ahead and finish cooking, because you know, nobody's going to eat something that isn't raw. So here got another piece, which is from the top, which you just saw. It was from the top tray on the Power XL, and it done good. Kasori did good. So I think on the Pro XL, either we'll have to go a little bit longer or we'll have to swap those trays halfway. I'll work with that and give you an update. Let me know in the comments if you've ran into this before. Some ideas, some things we can change, something we need to do differently, just because I just got it, so I'm still learning. So help me out. Let me know what I need to change, what I need to do differently, what you guys do. And I hope you enjoyed this recipe, and we will see you next time. Bye, guys.